This is the second number chapter of your book Real English Class 4. So without wasting time, let's start our video today. Already I have posted the video that is dreams. That is the first chapter. I have wonderfully elaborated each and every line there. So I hope that video really made your day. So without wasting time, let's start our topic today. The gold in the hat. So a character named Otanes appears many times in the works of the ancient Greek historian Herodotus. So one Greek historian was there, his name is Herodotus, and in his works, actually, in his literary works, one name came, that is Otanes. It has not been confirmed whether the name Otanes was used for several different people or referred to one person alone. Now, Otanes may mean it is a group of people, or it may mean a particular person referred to, but we don't know. We don't have any solid proof whether it is one person or more than one person. However, in Herodotus' works, Otanes is shown to be wise, righteous, and truthful person. So Otanes is very much truthful, very honest, and also very just person, and he has a good heart also. It is also recorded that Otanes was an important political figure in Persia. So Persia is a country. So he is one of the greatest powerful political figures. He gave advice to kings and also led armies in many wars as the supreme commander. Okay, so he gave advice to many kings. So Otanes is such a person. I told you he is one of the greatest person. He is a just person. He has lots of talent. So therefore he gave lots of advices, lots of suggestions to the kings. And also that like kings could fight a battle and ultimately win just because of the wonderful suggestions given by Otanes. Then what happened? In many of his wars, he became the supreme commander. Okay. Then in Indian army also, supreme commander is also there. So Otanes himself acted to be the supreme commander. The Gold in the Hat is a story from Otanes' childhood retold by James Baldwin in his book 50 Famous People. So 50 Famous People is the book written by James Baldwin. So this Gold in the Hat, this story, whatever we are reading today, that particular story is actually retold. It is a childhood story. The story presents a challenging incident in Otanes' life and ends with an important moral lesson for the reader. Understand? So the story presents a challenging incident in Otanes' life. So this particular story tells about Otanes' life and ends with an important moral lesson for the reader. It ends with an important moral lesson. So this story must conclude giving us a wonderful lesson. In Persia, so let's start. In Persia, when Cyrus the great was king, boys were taught to tell the truth. Okay, so in Persia there was a king, his name is Cyrus, and Cyrus always forced children to speak truth. This was one of their first lessons at home and at school. So the children are forced to speak truth even in the school and also at home. None but a coward will tell a falsehood, said the father of young Otanes. So I told you already, the Otanes is a boy. So that boy's father is very honest, and he tells that cowards only say false things. Now you see, when our own father says good moral lessons to all of us, so our character will be very good also. Understand? Now, if our parents are not good, how can we expect ourselves to be good? That is the question. So here, Otanes' father is a good human being, and therefore he always tells his son to be good and to be truthful. Truth is beautiful, always love it, said his mother. Now, his mother is also another great figure, and his mother also told that truth is beautiful and we should always love truth. We should always follow the path of truth. When Otanes was 12 years old, his parents wished to send him to study in a famous school in a distant city. Now Otanes became 12 years old, so he has to go to school in the distant village actually. It would be a long journey and a dangerous one. Okay, so the journey will be long one and dangerous one. It happens with us. Like if I have completed, suppose my BA degrees. Now for MA, I did not get any seat in the university that is nearby our house. Now suppose I got seat in MA in another state, so I have to go there. Understand? So in the same way, this particular boy, that is Otanes, has to go to another place to get better education, to get further education. So it was arranged that the boy should travel with a small company of merchants who were going to the same place. Understand? So it was arranged that the boy should travel with lots of merchants. Now merchants are the businessmen actually. So he needs some accompaniment. Therefore, he got some companies with the merchants. He had to travel actually, and the merchants are going to the same place. Goodbye, Otonnes. Be always brave and truthful, said his father. So what did his father tell? His father tell, be brave always and be truthful. No matter what problems come in your life, but always stick to be truthful. Always stick to be honest. Always stick to be someone who doesn't say any bad words, also false things to others. Farewell, my child. Love that which is beautiful. Despite that which is best, said his mother. Understand? So his mother tells, despite meaning in spite of, and best meaning bad. So his mother tells, if something is bad also, in this case also you have to speak truth, and truth is very beautiful. You should always love truth and you should always speak truth. Now, as you can see here, his mothers and both of his parents are so good. Their parenting style is really praiseworthy. Is really, that is admirable actually. The little company began its long journey. Some of the men rode on camels, some on horses. They went but slowly, for the sun was hot and the way was rough. Now, what does it mean? Some of them actually rode on the camels, some of them had to ride on the horses, and they are going very slowly because it was too much hot. And the road was not good also. It was uneven roads. Suddenly, towards evening, a band of robbers swooped down upon them. Now, what happened? Suddenly, a group of robbers actually came there suddenly. The merchants are not fighting men. So, the merchants, as you know, they are the business-minded people, so they don't know how to fight. So, they could do nothing but give up all the goods and money. So, when they have seen the group of robbers came there, so they did not protect anything. Rather, what did they do? They actually maintained silence, nothing else. Well, boy, what do you got? Asked one of the robbers as he pulled Otonnes down from his horse. So Otonnes was riding on a horse. So Otonnes was pulled down from the horse and he was asked, what do you have with you? 40 pieces of gold, answered the lad. So lad meaning unmarried boy. So who is the unmarried boy here? Here Otonnes is the unmarried boy. So Otonnes told, I have nothing but I have 40 pieces of gold. Now look at here, if you are caught by robbers, will you ever tell that I have 40 pieces of gold or something? So Otonnes has he has the truthful mind actually. So therefore, his parents gave him such a moral lesson that at any situation, he has to speak good words actually. The robber laughed. Now the robber who asked him, actually he laughed. He had never heard of a boy with so much money as that. Okay, so he has lots of money, 40 pieces of gold meaning lots of money. So therefore, everybody laughed actually. That is a good story, he said. Where do you carry your gold? So another person, that is the robber, told actually that is a really very good story. That means they are not believing his story at all. Story is something that is made up, but truth is something that is not made up, but that is real. Am I right? So they believe that Otonnes is speaking wrong things. He is speaking false things actually. He is making up a story. It is in my head, underneath the line, answered Otonnes. So what did Otonnes tell? Otonnes told that I have kept my 40 pieces of gold in my hat only. Understand? So as in your book, you open your book and see there, on hat is also there. So Otonnes is claiming that he has all the 40 pieces of gold in his hat. Then, oh well, you can't make me believe that, said the robbers, and he hurried away to rob one of the rich merchants. Okay, so what happens? The robbers told that you are telling me, false things, and he went to one of the merchants there because he did not believe Otonnes at all. That how can a boy who is very little, he can actually keep the 40 pieces of gold in his hat. Soon another came up and said, my boy, do you happen to have any gold about you? So another robber came and he gave up, stress on the particular fact that he has 40 pieces of gold. So therefore he wanted to reach you whether the boy, that is Otonnes, really has some golds or not. Yes, 40 pieces in my hat, said Otonnes. So what did Otonnes say? Otonnes told, yes, 40 pieces I have gold. So you are a brave lad to be joking with robbers, said the man. So what did the man say? That you are courageous enough, that you are joking with robbers. That means you don't have any fear. So I can kill you and take whatever things you have with you. So then now look at here. Autonomous is such a brave person, such a brave boy, that he is not afraid of anybody, be it robbers, be it somebody else. So he is not afraid of his death actually. Next, and he also hurried on to a more promising field. What does promising meaning? Promising meaning signs of success. Got it? So he hurried on. He continued. At length, the chief of the band called to Autonomous and said, "Young fellow, have you anything worth taking?" Okay. So another that the chief, that is the main figure of the particular group of the robbers, came and he started talking to Autonomous. Autonomous answered, "I have already told 2 of your men that I have 40 pieces of gold in my hand, but they would not believe me." Okay. So what did Autonomous say? Autonomous now again clearly clarifying the fact that he has really 40 pieces of gold, and he had already told this particular thing to 2 of the robbers. "Take off your hat," said the chief. So what did the chief tell? The chief told to take off, to remove his hat, because the chief wanted to see whether he really has kept all the 40 pieces of gold in his hat or not. The boy obeyed. That means the boy did the same thing. He took off his hat. The chief tore out the lining and found the gold hidden beneath it. Now, what is lining? It is a layer of material actually that covers the inside of something. So, inside the hat there is a cover actually, lining actually. It is a lining, and on that particular line, he has already hidden the 40 pieces of gold. Okay, next. "Why did you tell us where to find it?" He asked. "No one would have thought a child like you had gold about you. Now, why did you tell us where to find it?" Now, the boy may have not told all of these things because nobody could find that in his hat all these things are there. Therefore, the chief is telling, "Why did you tell us?" So that is just because he told truth. It is just because the parenting nature of the parents. Because his parents told him clearly that he should speak truth no matter what situations come in his life. "If I had answered your questions differently, I should have told a lie," said Autonomous, "and but none but cowards tell lies." Now what happens? He is telling that if I said something else, Autonomous told, if I said something else, then what will happen? That means indirectly I am telling you false things, and my parents told me not to tell false things. Therefore, he is telling that I do not want to tell you false things. Okay, now look at the bravery, look at the courage, look at the audacity of this particular child. The robber chief was struck by his answer. Struck, what does it mean? He was totally surprised to see this answer. That how can a boy be so brave? And he is telling something looking at the eyes of the robbers. He thought of the number of times that he himself had been a coward. So now the chief of the robbers had been coward. He had to show his cowardice attitude lots of times. Therefore, he is comparing his own false nature with the truthful nature of the particular boy. Then he said, "You are a brave boy, and you may keep your gold. Here it is. Mount your horse, and my own men will ride with you, and see that you reach the end of the journey in safety." Now look at the reward somebody is getting. So if you tell always truthful things, reward must be there. So truth gives you reward actually. That is the moral lesson that this story has given to us. So that particular chief told Autonomous, promised Autonomous that he will be carried to his own particular destination, and he will see his own man, that is all the robbers will take care of the journey, and they will be there with Autonomous until and unless he reaches destination. Autonomous in time became one of the famous men of this country. He was the advisor and friend of 2 of the kings who succeeded Cyrus. So Autonomous in time became one of the famous person actually in the particular country, and he became advisor. He became someone who follows advices to the king, and also he became a wonderful, very close, a bosom friend of 2 of the kings who succeeded Cyrus. Meaning after Cyrus, there 2 kings came. Okay, so for the 2 kings, he became a good friend as well as he became a good advisor for the development of the particular country. So this is really a wonderful story. I hope you learned the moral lesson. Thank you. Have a great day.